Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you are doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be checking out OBCAI or Obcai, let's just call it that, right? And maybe you're wondering, is this a good way to make money online? How does this work? Maybe you've been seeing the ads, maybe you were invited to a sales presentation, maybe you've seen that you can just invest money and all of a sudden get guaranteed returns. Let's talk all about this particular app to see whether it's a scam or whether you should be investing money into it to make some additional income, all right? Now, at any time, if you want to get my favorite way to get to 5 to 10,000 US dollars a month, 100% from home, click the link below and I'll send you my favorite strategy straight to your email. You can check that out if you want. Now, I've reviewed hundreds and hundreds of different ways to make money on the internet, all sorts of different investments, platforms, crypto, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, paid and free websites, different courses, and some of them are great, some of them not so great. Some of them just don't work at all right? So let's take a look at OBCAI to find out what this really is and see whether it's legit or not, okay? Now, first of all, OBCAI claims that they have some sort of big data algorithm that they'll use to guarantee investors fixed returns every single day, okay? Now, I would just want to mention straight up, anytime you hear of something like that where they say that they've got some sort of proprietary algorithm that's going to use big data, or it's gonna put it into the stock market or forex or crypto or whatever it is, and it can guarantee returns, please run for the hills, because most of the time, 99.99% of the time, it becomes a Ponzi scheme, okay? Now, OBCAI, I'm just going to jump to I love these guys because these guys are really, really good, all right? They do a lot of reviews as well, and they reviewed OBCAI, all right? And basically, there are a lot of red flags with OBCAI, all right? So first of all, the way that it's registered, the domain name, it's just that there's a lot of dodginess going on, but this is really the big dodginess for me, okay? Is that OBCAI has no retailable products or services, okay? Now, when any company sells a service, but guarantees you sort of return or ask for money, but they don't actually give you anything that there's nothing retailable. Usually, that's a definition of a Ponzi scheme. Okay, that's basically a money game. That means you invest your money to get money in return. That is, by definition, by the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, that is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. All right, and so because OBCAI has no retailable products or services, and it's just money to make money, right? It is very, very likely that it is a Ponzi scheme. Okay, now here's where you can really confirm. I think for me, and I'm very experienced in reviewing products and services. I've been doing it a long time. I've made a lot of calls over the years, and most of the time they were correct. Okay, 90% of the time when I've actually called something a Ponzi scheme, or I thought, okay, this one looks very, very scammy, it's highly, highly likely that it's a scam, I've been right, and I'll prove that to you in a second, okay? But this is what really concerns me about OBCAI. First of all, this is basically how their compensation model works, okay? So VIP level 1, you invest $100 to 1,000 USDT, which is crypto, and you can receive 2.5 to 2.7 a day. That is crazy, guaranteed. Okay, VIP level 2, 300 to 3,000 USDT, you receive 2.9 to 3.1 a day. VIP level 3, 1,000 to 10,000 USDT, you receive 3.4 to 3.6 a day. VIP 4, 3,000 to 30,000, you receive 3.9 to 4.1 a day. And VIP level 5, 10,000 to 100,000 USDT, you receive 4.4 to 4.6% a day. Now, here's the thing, okay? There is no algorithm in the world, all right, whether it is cryptocurrency, it's stock trading, it's big data, whatever they call it, okay, that can guarantee you daily percentage returns. Now, every single protocol, every single crypto deal, every single forex AI tool, or whatever it is that I've reviewed on this channel over the last 10 plus years, okay, that guarantees returns has ended up being a scam, has ended up being a Ponzi scheme, okay? It's just a matter of time. It's when do you actually get into the Ponzi scheme. You see, here's the thing about the way that Ponzi schemes work, right? Is that if you get in right at the beginning, you can potentially make this kind of income, all right? I'm not saying that you won't necessarily make money, okay? So if OBCAI opened their doors at the start of the year, let's just say it was January, for example, okay? And you got in January, If you invested, let's just say 30,000 USDT in cryptocurrency stablecoin, right? You could have potentially made 3.9% to 4.1% a day, okay? Because it's the start of the Ponzi scheme. It's the top of the pyramid, right? That's how Ponzi schemes work. Okay, that's how OneCoin worked. That's how Omega Pro worked, and I'll show you examples of this in a second. Okay, so at the top of the pyramid, because everybody is starting and all the investments coming in at the top, right? So all they're using new investments that is coming in to the top of the Ponzi scheme to pay basically older investors, if that makes sense, right? Now, the way that a Ponzi scheme works, by definition, is that usually at some point in time in the pyramid of the Ponzi scheme, there will be a time when the creators of that Ponzi decide that they want to exit, okay? Because that's how they make money. They don't keep running the Ponzi scheme. They keep growing it. They build momentum. They build promotions. They bring in a lot of new investment. And at some point, they're going to want to run away with their money, okay? Now, that period of time could be 1 year. It could be 2 years. It could be 3 years. In the OneCoin example, which is actually one of the biggest cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes in the world, where I can't remember her name, but the queen of cryptocurrency, she ran away with over $5 billion, okay? Their timeline was 5 years. That means they ran OneCoin for 5 years before they decided we want to exit, okay? So everybody made money up until usually about year 4 or 5, okay? So that's why it looked legit. Okay, because they were actually paying money out, but they were bringing in a lot of investment. They were bringing in a lot of big names. It looked legit, but they were guaranteeing returns, and it's impossible to maintain that, right? Because where are they actually making their money from? They didn't actually have an algorithm that did anything. They were just using new investor money to pay old investors. That's how Ponzi schemes work, right? So OBC AI looks very, very similar to all of these Ponzi schemes that I have reviewed in the past, where they guarantee returns. There is no actual retailable products or services, okay? And the only way that you can make money is to actually buy into the program and then resell it as an affiliate and make money yourself through other people's income, all right? If they do that, that is super dodgy, okay? Like, that means that if you bring in a family member or a friend or whoever, and they bring in, like, they invest $1,000 and you can make a certain percentage of their investment, that is super dodgy, all right? That is it has all the makings of a Ponzi scheme, all right? It's very, very common, okay? And with OBC AI, they've got 3 levels, okay? If you bring in, personally recruited affiliates, you make 15% of what they invest. That is a lot of money. All right, so that means if your friend or your father or your uncle or your auntie or your sister came in and they invested $10,000, you're gonna make $1,500 from them up front, just for recommending them into the program. It's really, it's not sustainable for the business. Then for level 2, they pay you out 4%, and level 3, they pay you out 2%. Okay. Plus, on top of that, they're guaranteeing you returns every single day. Now, let me do the calculation on the lowest level. Okay. That means that if you invest $1,000 and you're making 2.7% a day over a month, you're making times 30, 81%. Think about that. The average mutual fund only makes about 10 to 12% a year. This is they're guaranteeing you 81% a month, multiplied by 12 equals 972% a year. How is that possible? It is simply impossible to guarantee 972% growth a year per annum when the average mutual fund that is legit, that is a legitimate financial instrument that has been, being traded on the marketplace for, years and years and years and years, right? Averages only 10 to 12%. That's a huge red flag, guys. Okay. Now let me show you some other proof that I think is just it's just super dodgy, right? When you go to for example, their YouTube channel or their Instagram, it's just there's nothing really going on. Okay. So even though there are 108,000 followers, by the way, you can buy followers on social media. Okay. They've only got 1, 2, 3. I mean, how many posts do they have here? They've got 10 or 15 posts. Okay, it's really little. And if you look at all the posts, they look very, very dodgy. Look at this one right here, right? It shows you the picture of their office. This looks like an AI generated post. All right, that picture up there, you can tell this doesn't look real. It doesn't look real. All right. Even with this one, I mean, this doesn't actually look like it's so weird. It looks like basically somebody, these are like models. They look like blank t-shirts, and it's actually been photoshopped on here. Okay, and look at this one. This totally looks like a Photoshop or image that you can grab off Google. This doesn't even look like a real office picture of Obcai. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And then this one right here, again, it looks like a doctored image. It looks like a photoshopped image. They just photoshopped the Obcai logo on there, and this could be any stock photo from anywhere. I mean, look at this. Even the computer, if you really look at it closely, it looks like it's just a computer, and someone has photoshopped Obcai onto the actual computer. So these look fake. I mean, look at this one. This one looks fake. This looks like a stock image where they've just put Obcai in the background, and so does this. It just looks super weird and super dodgy, right? A real company wouldn't do this. Their Instagram would not look like this. Okay? I hope that makes sense, right? So these are the red flags that you have to look at. Even their YouTube channel, right? 120,000 subscribers, but they've got like 8 videos. That's it. They've got nothing else. It's very, very weird, okay? Big companies like this, if they are really legit and they're doing well, they would have a lot more content. Okay, so don't necessarily look at their followers, okay? You have to look at the quality of their posts, and you have to look at how many posts that they actually have. And with these guys, they just look super dodge, all right? Now, I just want to show you that whenever I do research on a particular company, if I call it, right, and I've called a few, they actually turned out to be Ponzi schemes, unfortunately, right? Look, if it doesn't look like a Ponzi scheme, I will say that it doesn't look like a Ponzi scheme. If you actually look at the channel that you're on right now, right? If you're watching this video and you're doing some research on Obcai or OBCAI, you'll see that if there is something legit, I'll say that it's legit, okay? And this is based on 15 years of experience online, investing my own hard-earned money in lots of different things. I have lost a lot of money in crypto and Ponzi products and stuff like that. There was some Ponzi scams where I knew it was a Ponzi scam, and I still put in $10,000 just to test it out, and they closed down within a month, and I just lost all that entire 10K. But I came in with eyes wide open because I know what I'm doing, okay? Now, let me show you one, okay? So this was the Omega Pro Ponzi scheme that I called out, okay, for this one. This one was like a year ago, right? Omega Pro, I did like 3 videos on this, revisited. So the first one was a lot older, and I got a lot of hate I always get hate for videos like this. Anytime something looks like a Ponzi scheme, I call it a Ponzi scheme, but people are actually in it and they're making money and stuff like that, because you generally will make money at the start of a Ponzi's, right? I usually get a lot of hate for videos like this, okay? And this is when it actually shut down. Look at this, 2 months ago. Omega Pro exit scam, sorry I told you so update, okay? So the Omega Pro exit scam, and it's really interesting how you should look in the comments section of videos like this where people are like, oh, I should have listened to you, oh, I lost my money, oh, you blah, 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 blah. And the reality is, look guys, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it swims like a duck, it's probably a duck. Okay, so don't be greedy. That's what I would say. Look, here is how to really tell what a Ponzi scheme looks like. If they guarantee you returns, okay? If they guarantee you returns, if they say they have some proprietary technology that will guarantee you returns, and they have no retailable products or services, and if they add some sort of MLM component where you can make money at different levels on the people that you bring in, this is the recipe for a Ponzi scheme. Honestly, right? If you go to the FTC website, they will actually say this as well. So honestly, if you invest your own hard-earned money into this and you lose money in a year or 2 years or 3 years down the line, then I'm sorry, but I told you so. You got to do your research. You have to understand what is real and what is not, okay? Now, ultimately, it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm not saying that you can't make money from OBCAI. If you get in at the right time, you could probably make a little bit of money from them, for sure, okay? But when they do an exit scam, and they will, because I've been doing this for a long time and I've called quite a few of them out. I called out OneCoin, I got a lot of hate for that. I called out Omega Pro, I got a lot of hate for that, and there were quite a few in the early days as well. I can't even remember their names now. All of them have shut down, okay? Just be careful with your hard-earned money. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Look, if you invest $10,000 and you don't have to do any work and they're guaranteeing you income back, that is a massive, massive red flag, okay? What is not a red flag is when you invest money and you actually have to do something. That means you have to do some sort of strategy, you have to work the app, you have to get in and get out, buy low, sell high. You actually have to do something, then that's likely not a Ponzi. But if you invest your money and you can sit back and not do anything at all, and they're gonna guarantee you returns until the end of time, something fishy is going on, okay? So just be careful, that's all I'm saying. So I would stay away from OBC AI personally. I think there are a lot of other better ways for you to invest your hard-earned money, whether you have $1,000, $100, or $100,000, right? I think that there are a lot of better ways to invest your hard-earned money or to grow your income online. Okay, that's my review of OBC AI. Do what you want with it. If you want to go in and take a risk and make a little bit of money, or lose your pants, then that's completely up to you. All right, hope you enjoyed this review of OBC AI. If you're watching this video though and you're someone who actually wants to make money online, you're like, listen Aaron, this is really interesting, but I really want to make money on the internet. How do I do it? How do I do it online? There are a lot of different ways, and I've reviewed hundreds and hundreds, like I mentioned, right? But for me, there's still one way for an absolute beginner to get to their first 5 to 10,000 US dollars a month, and then grow that to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus a month, if you actually are willing to do the work. Look, if you're lazy, this is not going to work for you. Nothing will work for you if you're lazy, all right? But if you're willing to put in the hard work, click the link below and I'll send you my favorite strategy to do that straight to your email. You can check that out if you would like, all right? Hope you enjoyed this review of OBC AI. See you on another video review. Take care.